so come down, knees bent, feet flat on the mat. Your arms can come out to the sides, and we're just gonna let our knees fall. First my front knee, and then my back knee, and then back, and then front. So I'm moving them separately. And we're just getting a little movement in our lumbar spine. And one more at the front, and one more at the back. And let's come to stillness. And then bring your arms beyond your head, and we're gonna lift them up. And let's just come and do a chest lift. And then stay in your chest lift and lift your legs up to your tabletop. And then I want you to grab onto the back of your knees. And what you're gonna do is I want you to use your core muscles and your abs to pull like push your feet or reach your feet towards the wall below you, and then bring yourself up. Yeah, really push through those feet. Beautiful. And then bring your feet up and roll yourself slowly back down. Yep. And bring your upper body down. And now we're going to do that again. Your head and your chest come up. Reach your feet to the wall beyond you and sit up. And then slowly come all the way down, letting your feet come off of the mat. We're going to do this 2 more times. Lifting your head and your chest on your exhale, reaching those feet away, using your abdominal muscles to help you come up. And slowly rolling back down. And last time, exhaling to come up. And come to seated. Scooch yourself back. And then come onto all fours, or if it works better for you, you can sit back a little bit. And we're going to take, now let's see, where do you want to be? Well, you can either have one hand on the mat or a forearm. And we're just going to open our bodies to the sky. And then come back down to the floor. And then again, same side. Opening to the sky, opening your chest to the screen, and back down. 2 more. Opening, opening, opening. And back down. Really try and get your chest to face the screen. And down. Let's switch sides. Open to the sky. And back down. And again, opening. Back down. 2 more. Rotating through your thoracic spine, through that upper spine. And last time, up. And coming back down. Now widen your arms. And we're going to alternate rotating to the side. I'm going to take my arms outside of the mat, on either side of the mat. You can do that if you'd like. And then I'm going to bend and rotate, trying to reach my shoulder ball towards the mat, coming back up and rotating to the other side, trying to reach that shoulder ball to the mat. Exhaling as you lower yourself down. Inhaling to come up and switch. We got a few more. And last one to this side. And last one to this side. And then come down onto your belly. Bring yourself down onto the mat, gently, easily, slowly. And bring your arms down by your sides. No, bend your arms bend your elbows so that you have your arms in that goalpost. So your upper arms are out from your shoulders, just a little bit below your shoulder line. And then your fingers are reaching towards the wall beyond your head. So it's sort of like a 90-degree bend in your elbows. So use your glutes, turn on them glutes to press your pubic bone into the mat. Hover your nose over the mat. And then I want you to imagine that there's a marble there, and you're going to push that marble away with your nose, and then let that push continue you up into just a little bit of an upper back extension. So your ribs are still resting on the mat, your ribs below your bra line, and then come down. Inhaling at the bottom, exhale to roll that marble away and keep coming up. And I want you to think about trying to reach the middle of your chest down to the mat. So you're really trying to round yourself to the back, coming down. Let's do 2 more. Pressing your pubic bone into the mat with those glutes. Roll that marble away, coming up. And down. And last time. Inhale at the bottom and then exhaling to roll that marble away. Bringing your upper body up, opening your chest, trying to lengthen your chest top to bottom. And coming down. And now bring your arms out, sort of lengthened beyond your, what is this? Your head. Again, press your pubic bone into the mat with your glutes. Hover your forehead and your nose off of the mat. Really engage, like pull your belly button towards your spine. Bring the circumference of your body in towards your midline. So really get your whole core organized so that you're really sinking, you're glued to the mat. Glued. And then hold your peach in between your chin and your chest, and you're gonna lift and lower your arms just a little bit. Let's see, 5 times. So we have 3 more. 3 and 2. Last one. Come down, and then come down with your head resting for a moment. You could rotate your neck so that your cheek is resting. Please feel free to bring your arms out so they're more like in a V and not beyond your head, so you can have a wide V. And then again, pressing that pubic bone into the mat with your glutes, cinching up your whole body into your midline. And then holding that peach in between your chin and your chest, and we're gonna lift and lower those arms. 5, 4, keep your glutes a-working. 3, last 2, hold your peach in between your chin and your chest, last 1. And now we're just gonna do little pulses, little tiny lift and lowers for 10, 9, 8, hold your peach, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, all the way down. Rotate your neck, place your cheek on the mat if that feels good to you. And then one more time, not the same exercise, but bring your nose to hover over the mat. Use your glutes to press your pubic bone into the mat. Bring the circumference of your body in towards your midline. Your arms can stay where they are. And then on your exhale, I want you to lift your legs and your arms up, really pressing your pubic bone into the mat. And then we're gonna do our little swimming, little kicks with your legs and up and downs with your arms. Kicking, swimming for 10, 9, use your glutes to press your pubic bone into the mat. 5, 4, 3, hold your peach in between your chin and your chest, and relax all the way down. Take a big inhale, and on your exhale, you're going to bring yourself back into a child's pose. And then use your arms and your hands to walk you back up. And let's come to a long sit. If you would like to, if it's easier for you, you can have bent knees. Or you can put something underneath your bum to give your hamstrings a little bit of support. So they don't have to stretch as much. We're going to do our side twist. So first bring your arms out to the sides. Actually, first let's cross our arms. If you want to do this in a crisscross applesauce, if that feels good to your body, please do that. Wherever you want your legs to be, I'm fine with that. You could even be sitting on a chair. Okay, so first I'm going to bring I'm crossing my arms in front of my chest. I'm lifting myself up off of my waist, lengthening through my spine up through the top of my head, and I'm going to rotate towards the camera. So my shoulders and my arms are just coming along with me, lifting myself up and rotating away. And coming back, lifting up and rotating towards on my exhale. And so if you want to, you can take a look down at your chest and see, okay, like this is what it looks like when my chest can just rotate on top of my body. Let's come to stillness and then reaching your arms out to your sides. I want you to keep the same orientation with your arms, the same relationship with your arms and chest. So when you rotate, I want your arms to be the same distance away from your chest that they were right now, or that they are right now. So lifting yourself up off of your waist and rotating. So your arms are just coming along for the ride. They don't open. They are not deciding how far you rotate. Lifting yourself up off your waist, rotating away from the screen. If you want to look down at your chest and make sure that your arms aren't totally off, please do. Lifting up. Last time to the screen, lifting yourself up off of your waist. And coming back, last time away from the screen. And back. Nice. Round forward if you'd like to round forward, grabbing onto your ankles if you'd like to grab onto your ankles. And then come all the way up and we're going to roll down. So if it felt good to you and you want to roll down with your legs this way, that's great. If you want to roll down with your legs in front of you, that is also great. Articulating through your thoracic spine, all the way down. I'm going to move my mat. So let's bring our knees bent, feet flat on the mat. And let's do a few pelvic curls. Bring your arms so that your fingers are reaching to the sky. And then on your next exhale, starting in your neutral pelvis, you're going to round up through your spine, coming up to the top of your pelvic curl. And let's do our arm arcs. So I'm going to lower one arm and then bring it back up. Just one arm at a time. And bring it back up. One more to either side, just using one arm at a time. Use your glutes to press that pubic bone to the sky. And now I'm going to do both arms. Lifting and lowering, alternate sides. Keep pressing your pubic bone up to the sky with your glutes. And we're going to do one more this way. And one more this way. Both arms come to reach to the sky, and you're going to roll yourself all the way down. And one more time, coming all the way back up. We're going to do our marching in place. If you want to bring your arms down for a little more balance support, please do that. If you want to keep your arms up for a little less balance support, please do that. And then we're going to lift and lower one leg at a time. Trying to keep your pelvis level to the ceiling. Keep pressing your pelvis up to the sky with your glutes. Keep thinking about reaching the circumference of your body in towards your midline. Two more. Last two. And slowly roll all the way down. Bring your knees in towards your chest and grab onto them either by interlacing your fingers or holding onto your wrists. Keeping your sacrum on the mat, keeping the very top of your pelvis on the mat. You're just going to reach those knees in towards your chest, trying to keep your hip creases as relaxed as possible. Relaxed as possible. If you want to just give them a little jiggle, you can give those knees a little bit of a jiggle. Let's take a few breaths here. Big, deep. And on your next exhale, bring your legs into your tabletop, and your arms can come out to your sides, just below your shoulder line. To get more openness in your chest, you can bring your palms to face the sky and rotate your shoulders open. Rotate your elbow pits so that they face the sky. Or, if you don't want that and you want to focus more on keeping your body still and your, I don't know what I'm saying. All right. On your exhale, on your inhale, you're going to bring your knees to one side. Exhale, bring them back to the center. Inhale away. Your opposite hip is going to lift into the air so that your knees can stay on the same, they can line up in the same way. Inhaling to the side, reaching back down with these obliques. Inhaling towards the camera. Inhaling away. One more towards. One more away. And slowly lower those legs, one at a time. You can bring your heels a little closer to your glutes if you would like. Interlace your fingers and bring them behind your head. First, let's let our arms lay out to the sides, or our elbows. Just noticing where they are in space. If one elbow is higher off the ground than the other, bring the circumference of your body in towards your midline. And I want you to see if that's changed the feeling in your neck or your shoulders or your arms. Do you feel more restricted, or do you feel like there's some tension, or is there no difference at all? Just noticing. And then bring your elbows up off of the mat, about 3/4 of the way towards your ears. We're going to do 6 chest lifts, just normal, regular, old chest lifts. So on your exhale, I want you to lengthen the back of your neck, bringing your chin towards your chest, coming up into that chest lift. Inhale at the top, and exhaling down. Inhaling at the bottom, exhaling up. Inhaling down, exhaling up. Inhaling down, 3 more. Last time we're going to stay up at the top. Extend your arms. My arm that's further away from the screen is going to come in between my knees. I'm going to rotate towards the screen, coming back to center, moving my hand back to the outside of my knee. Then the arm that's closer to the screen is going to come in between my knees. I'm going to rotate my upper body away from the screen, through center. So we're just going to switch sides. Do that a few times. Inhale to come through the center, exhale to rotate. See if you can cinch up your body corset towards your midline, pulling your belly button down towards your spine. Last one, rotating away. Arms come back on either side of your knees on the outside, then interlacing your fingers back behind your head and slowly rolling all the way down. Open your elbows again, let them fall towards the mat. Keep that body corset cinched up. And then bring yourself onto your side. Your arm is going to be bent underneath your head, and your top arm is going to be out in front of you. And we're going to do our chest opener, our, I don't know what this is called. What are we calling this? What have we called it? I don't remember. The inside line of my feet are matching up, and I'm cinching up my body corset. And I'm just going to drag my arm up and over, rotating my chest as I do, opening my chest to the side. Coming up, rotating my arm in the socket as it comes up overhead so that my palm faces the floor. And again, coming up, rotating my arm in the socket as my arm comes overhead. Reach, reach, reach. And coming back. And we have one more. Inhaling to start. Exhaling to open and reach. Open and reach. And coming all the way back. And gently bring yourself up and over to the other side, or you can just switch to your other side. Inside line of feet match up. Bottom arm is bent, bottom elbow is bent, supporting your head and your neck, cinching up that body corset, bringing your arm extended out in front of you towards the screen, and then exhaling to bring your arm up and over, reaching behind you, rotating the arm in the socket as it comes overhead, and coming back. Reaching through that arm, rotating your arm in the socket as it comes overhead so that your palm faces the floor. And again, up, opening, opening, opening. And back. And then our last time, sliding that arm up and over, opening your chest. And then coming back. Yes, and then bring yourself up on your forearm. Let's extend those legs. Reaching this lower side body up. Sending energy down into the mat. Actually, let's bend our knees. And then I'm gonna extend this top leg. We're just gonna lift and lower, keeping my leg in parallel, keeping your legs in parallel, so that you're leading, you're reaching to the sky with the outside line of your foot. Outside line. I'm gonna adjust myself, you keep going. Outside line. Keep lifting yourself up away from the mat. Outside line. If you want to poke around in your side butt to make sure you're working back there, you're more than welcome. Of course. 2 more. 2. And 1. Nice. Bring yourself back on your glutes to open this lower side body if that's a good stretch for you. And then coming over onto your other side. Propping yourself up on your forearm underneath your fatigue. Sending energy into the mat through your forearm. Cinching up this whole body corset. Extending that top leg in parallel. Leading with the outside line of your foot to the sky. Lifting and lowering. We got 5 more. 5, 4, 3. Keep reaching energy into the mat. 2. And last 1. And then if it feels good to you, you can rotate your hips towards the sky and round that low back if that's a good stretch for you. And then let's come up into our Z-sit. First, just kind of checking out where we are. Where is your knee facing? Is your knee reaching more out to your side directly? Is your knee diagonal? Is your knee more towards the front? Or just noticing where it is. Maybe you want to place your hand underneath your sits bone to see how far away or close you are to the mat. And then bring your arms up. We're not going to do mermaid, but we are going to shift our body from side to side. So I'm shifting my rib cage over my waist. Shift, 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 shift. Just a few more. Reaching. Reaching last time. Reaching. And reaching, coming back to center. Did that change where your sits bone is? Maybe not. Maybe so. I just want to notice. And now I'm going to hold one hand out to the side, and I'm going to hinge forward. Maybe it's a really small movement. For me, it's a really small movement. I'm using this arm out to the side as support because if I didn't, I would come off to the side. So I'm helping myself stay in the center as I do a gentle hinge forward and then come back up. If it is like the tiniest movement or no movement at all, that's totally fine. I just had a tiny little movement today. And most days. Check in with your chest. I'd like your chest to be facing the screen. If it doesn't feel good on your knee, don't do it. And up. Let's switch sides. No hands. And first, just noticing where your knee is reaching. Is it out to the side? Is it diagonally front? Is it more to the front? Just noticing. Placing your hand underneath your hip to see, or your sits bone to see where it is. If you want to do a rotation or a body wave or whatever before we start to shift our bodies side to side, you are more than welcome to do that. And then let's shift. And shift our rib cage up and over our bodies. Yes, very nice. Make sure you're breathing. 1, this way. And then bring yourself to center and lower your arms. And then again, I'm just gonna hinge forward, the tiniest hinge, and come back. Holding myself, helping myself stay in the center with this arm out to the side. If you need that, you can do that too. And I'd like my chest to be square to the screen. And just notice if this side is easier or tighter or not as tight, or if you want to place your hand underneath your sits bone to see where you're at, please do. One last time. Nice. And then let's bring our legs out to the front. We're going to do that open V sit. And first, just get yourself into your open V. Once you're there, I want us to rotate our legs in and then rotate them out. Rotating our legs from the hip sockets in and then rotating them out. You can have a pointed foot but a relaxed toe here if you would like, or you can just relax your feet. They're just coming along for the ride. I want you to really rotate your leg in your hip socket from the top, rotating and rotating. Make sure you're breathing. One more after this. Turning those legs out, turning those legs in, and then back to parallel. Or maybe you have a little bit of a turn out, that's fine. Lengthen up through your spine. And then hinge forward. If it's the tiniest hinge, that's great. If it's not hinging forward at all, it's just staying extended up, that's great. Whatever your body is wanting today. And then if you want to round forward, you can round forward. And then come all the way up. Two seated. One arm is going to go inside of one leg, so I'm going to switch my stuff. One arm comes inside one leg, lifting your arm straight to the other arm, to the sky. Reaching up, making sure your shoulder is away from your ear. And then reaching beyond your head if you would like. Both sits bones are remaining on the mat. Big breath. On your next exhale, you're going to bring your arm up and bring your body up. Let's switch sides. And bring your arm up and over if you would like. On your next exhale, you can bring your arm to reach to the sky and then bring your body all the way up. And let's come into our 4 stretch. Bringing one leg up and over, hugging the knee and the crook of your arm, lifting yourself up to the sky. I'm gonna jiggle my knee. If you want to jiggle your knee, you can. I'm gonna hold this for a little bit longer. Extending up through your spine, making sure your shoulders are away from your ears. And releasing that, bringing your legs out and switching sides. Rotating through your spine, lifting yourself up off your waist. Staying extended, extended, extended up through the crown of your head. Both sits bones stay on the mat. And your next exhale, let's let that go. Come back onto your knees or sitting on your heels. We're gonna do our chest opener again. So bring your arms out to the sides of the mat. And then rotating your chest away from the screen, bringing that shoulder ball down to the floor. Coming up to switch and bringing your other shoulder ball towards the floor. Coming up and switching sides. And up, switching sides. Up, switching sides. Slowly lowering that shoulder ball down. Up, and switching sides. Nice. And then bring one of your forearms or your hands to the mat. And we're going to open ourselves. Open your chest to the screen, bringing your arm to reach for the sky. And back down. We're going to do that 2 more times on the same side. Rotating open. And down. Last time, open. And down, let's switch sides. Open. And down. Open. And down. Last time, open. And down. And bring yourself back into a seated position. We're going to do webbing to webbing with our fingers on our toes. Interlacing your fingers into your toes. However, you gotta get those fingers in there. Let's do a gentle circling. So my hand is gently circling my foot, my ankle. And let's switch direction. And then come to stillness. Use your hand to help your feet and your toes reach away, pointing. Encouraging that point with your hand and your fingers. Reaching, reaching, reaching. Maybe you want to use both hands. And then release that and flex your toes with the help of your hand and your fingers. And again, pointing, reaching with those toes. And release one last time with the flexing of the toes, reaching back to your shins. And let that go. Do a gentle wiggle and then take your fingers out. And let's switch sides. first, we're just going to do our gentle ankle circles. Oh, that feels nice. Just a few more this direction. And a few more in the opposite direction. And then when you're ready, you can use your hands and your hand and your fingers to help your foot point and your toes point. Reaching away with those toes. If you want to use both hands to help your foot point, you can. And release that. Help your toes reach back towards your shin. Release that. And again, we're going to point through our feet and through our toes, our foot, our feet, our individual foots. Really point through those toes, reach away through those toes, and then releasing that, helping your fingers reach back towards your shin. And release. Give your foot a little wiggle before you take your fingers out from between your toes. And then gently bring your fingers out from between your toes. And come into your crisscross applesauce if that is a comfortable leg position. Open V sit if that's more comfortable. Sit in a chair if that's more comfortable. Close your eyes and bring your wrists or your palms to your knees. And we're going to do a rounding of the lower back and then an arching over the lower back. And I want you to pay attention to what's happening to your neck. I don't want you to bring your chin towards the sky in an effort to help you arch your back. It doesn't make sense, but sometimes our bodies do that sort of thing. So keeping that peach in between your chin and your chest as you arch that low back and then round that low back. One more arch. And come back to your center where you're extending up through your spine, through the crown of your head. You have your flat back. And now let's take a few breaths, sinking into the mat, feeling the weight of our bodies on the mat. And then when you're ready, you can open your eyes and give yourselves a hand. Thanks for being here.
That was great, Anisha. Thank you so much.
You are so welcome. I'm glad you were here.
Thank you. Have a terrific